Good morning, everyone. I just realized this is being streamed. So this is the pretrial hearing for Stephan Sterns. Good morning, everyone. I'm thinking there's more than one person. There's like 20 people on the docket, but I'm here for it. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning. Hold on, guys. Let's get this up and running. Can you guys hear it? Good morning, Miss Nightbot. Hold on. There we go. So this is a pretrial hearing. His lawyers are expected to be here. So here we are. I know, it makes me mad and sad too. It's disgusting. Hey, Potato, good morning. I'm doing good, Miss Nightbot. How you doing? I'm hanging in there. Thanks, Ann, for watching. Hey, Salty. Hey, Miss Mad Dog. Hey, women are safe. Hey, women. Good to see you. Oh, they got both ears working now, guys. Hey, Cole. Hi, Deidre. So the first trial for Stearns is the CSAM trial, and he's trying to get a bunch of shit thrown out. Hey, Chris. Good morning. Good morning, Lori. Hope you're doing well today, too. It's a beautiful day down here in Florida. Vivian just finishing up from last night. That was a long live. Long live.
Again, if you guys are in the gallery, make sure your cell phones are off or on silent. You need to talk or text. Just step outside. We're not going to skip over you. Step outside. You can come back in. When you come to the podium, make sure your hands are not in your pocket. And no sunglasses. Go. No gumshoes.
Good morning, everybody.
It doesn't apply to me.
Order in the court.
I'm not conspicuously. I'll have 2 cases, but I'm not even supposed to be out today. I just because no, because someone from your office would.
Oh my God, it sounds like Brittany J's in court with that giggling. Damn.
All right, you go for that fine. But then, all right,
Hi,
that's
One-Eyed
fine.
Flo. Hi,
The
Pink
police
Roses.
shield
Hi,
are-
CJ.
You have to go next.
Hey, Delaney. Teresa, Electronic. Blues, girl. Good to see you. Your 6-year-old granddaughter has had that nasty flu for 3 days. Mine had it for about a week. A little over a week, she was sick. Do I think Jen is there? No, I don't. No, I think it's just going to be his lawyers today. You have a winter weather advisory? I think they have other people on the docket. Good morning, Kels. Let me get your chat so I can pin you guys.
I was on the elevator this morning. This lady's like screaming. She's like, I don't want to go to the 10th floor. I said, ma'am, there is no 10th floor. She said, there is. I even know it. She goes, have you ever read the people seen that read the Da Vinci Code, Dan Brown? It's like it's like a secret floor here. There's a 10th floor. It said, I assure you, she started screaming. She's like screaming for it.
He has public defenders. I have never seen them yet, though.
You need to go before that. There's a good chance you're. So his attorney, his private attorney, continued his case in yesterday. So he, I mean, no, sir.
I wonder if they're going to ask for a continuance.
I think these people might be arraignments. I don't think these people are here for pretrial. Unless they were specifically asked to be here. What? Those are pretrial. Those are ones that probably they asked to have brought up for police. I don't think it's going to bring them over anymore. Let's try to look.
Hey, Sarah.
No, that's not my style.
I don't think he's going to be there, Sarah. Just his lawyers. Good morning, Seymour. Hey, Mari. I think he should have to be there, too. I agree.
You're a water. That's awesome. I love that.
He is. He's disgusting, Deidre. Disgusting.
I'm gonna say you need a thing to transport that there. That's heavy.
Aw, Flo. Flo's got a birthday coming up, guys.
But you know what though? You said something that's very telling. You have an office. You have an office. I do. In Castleberry, it's basically a closet. It's basically a closet with an AC that rattles. And I think the last time I saw it was probably. I'm just not.
Good morning, proud Mimi. Good to see you. Hey, Lisa Rose.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm here every day, 6 months, more or less every day. And so because of that, I'm not going, I live in Dr. Phil, so I'm not going to go all the way back to come back. So, and they've accepted that. It was it was like grudgingly, they're like, oh, okay.
Welcome
I
in,
work
Marley.
at,
Hey, Paula.
I work at, I do drive a Lincoln. There you go. Yeah, I have. It was not done intentionally, but I just, that's a great show, by the way. Have you seen it on Netflix? The books are excellent. But so the last episode, I'm not going to spoil it. Let's just say it's high drama.
Okay, they just muted. They're talking about a show. In the last episode. So they haven't started yet. Still waiting. No judge. Welcome in. Welcome in. Me too, pretty Paula. I'm glad I saw it. Hi, Gigi from South Africa. Good morning, everybody. Marley, no, he won't be there. It's going to be his lawyers. This is for the pretrial hearing. His trial is supposed to start at the end of the month. So I don't know if they're going to ask for a continuance or what the deal is. Good morning, Jojo. It's 14 below, Flo. Hey, Paula. Yeah, 9:14 here in sunny Florida. Let's put this predator away. Good morning, Roberta.
Roberta.
Looks like everyone's waiting on the judge to get in there. Women, I'm so sorry. Good for you, though. Hello, Rainbow. Jesus, Flo. You've got to be like a popsicle. I'm a nanny. I loathe this child predator. I protect all my kids. He's so disgusting. How about 2 of Maddie's teachers that have been arrested for child sex crimes? 2 of her middle school teachers have been arrested since she was killed. That is so weird. Hazel eyes for what? For child sex crimes on the computer. Flo's squeaky. Florida melting pot of losers. I know it. You just had a middle school teacher arrested in Memphis for rape. Wow. Wow. See, I was talking about that the other day, Lori. Lori said I lived in Orlando for 15 years. There's so many of these guys there. I moved to the southwest side. I'm telling you, I think Osceola County is overflowing with predators. Like that area, like Osceola, Orange County. They go where the kids are. Fucking Disney, all those theme parks and shit. Mm-mm. Good morning, PJ.
So one of my claims to fame, one of my U.S. history class in college was CPA. Guess who? Ken Jennings. From the guy who won set the record on Jeopardy. He's now the host of Jeopardy. You didn't know that?
Congratulations, Marley.
He's a good friend of mine.
Hey, Ree.
Smartest guy.
Hey, Lovey. Hey, Elser.
Yes. Found some useless knowledge. Just
Wow. So many people have been affected by SA. Candy, you sure did.
I'm going to confess something. So one day, my client got arrested for trafficking in cocaine.
Trafficking in cocaine, listen.
And so during the judge asked me to put on the record that
Alexis Encarnacion.
my client was in crack room shoes. It was just a complete, you know, and the whole audience was just like sort of everyone here started laughing. I'm like, that was not good. Yeah.
Oh, 30 years ago. Well, congratulations, 30 years ago.
Could have slept in.
Thanks.
No, Stephan will not be there. Me too, Paula. Me too. I'm invested.
I've learned that noble aspirations are just that, they're just aspirations. They're never going to be, they'll never come to reality or fruition.
So loud in there, eh? Hey, where's the NGB? I think during the trial, they will force them to be there. Adam Montgomery got forced to go to his daughter's trial.
Speaking of that, the ABA was asked for that. I said, well, instead of 3 years, this is once a matter. Just take the basics and you're good to go. Let's go. That's why I truly
He's so disgusting. Stephan Sterns is probably the most disgusting person I've ever seen on this planet.
Yes. And useless repetition that made you think, oh, this must be something really important. Like, wow, we're like equivalent to medical school.
They made him come for sentencing.
That's like one nice thing about medical school. My cousin says, you know, the heart is a heart, whether you're in California or Florida, it's the same thing. So there's no, you don't have to. That's right.
Hey, Tempest. Good morning. Yeah, he's definitely going to the unair-conditioned big house. They just muted us again.
Going to the clinker, the big house.
Does Jen have immunity for testimony? I am not sure, Peaches. It'll be interesting to find out, though, won't it? He is despicable. Marley, I would assume he has to attend the trial. Yeah, I've never seen anyone in Florida get away with not attending. Ever. Hey, TK, thank you for hitting that like button, guys. Right, for the CSAM one, I don't know if they'll need Jen. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. Yes, this is live. Mods, I'll be right back.
Right, good morning again. Welcome to pretrial. At pretrial, we're going to be discussing your cases with the attorneys. I'm going to be inquiring of the attorneys what the status of the case is, whether there's reasonable cause to grant more time to prepare for the case, whether the case is in a position to resolve, or whether the case should be set for trial. You should have all met with your attorneys prior to this date and should have received an offer of resolution for your consideration. I'm going to take a couple of cases out of order that require the assistance of our live court reporter. State of Florida versus Stephan Sterns, 2024, CF 632.
Danielle Smell for the state.
Oh, we just don't know about having this attorney.
We'll receive the waiver of Mr. Sterns' appearance pursuant to our administrative order. That waiver is accepted. The court has also received what's reported to be a unopposed motion to continue. I noticed from reviewing the docket, there's been 3 motions to suppress evidence filed on February 6th. Looks like those motions deal with a search and seizure of a cell phone and material contained therein. Those been coordinated with my office and set for hearing.
Not yet, Judge.
Matter been continued twice before in April and July. Austin Public Defender's been on the case for almost a year. When do you anticipate resolving these motions?
There's one other motion that I have to file, and I'll be asking the court to hear before the motion to suppress. I intend to get that motion filed by the beginning of the week, and at the end of this week, but I'll be reaching out to Ms. Hackman in regards
What's the substance of that?
to in regard to closing order.
Ms. Fennell, the motion to continue was reported to be unopposed. We agree these matters need to be resolved prior to trial.
For the integrity of the case, yes, Judge. The evidence viewing that was scheduled in this case ended up having to be canceled because both Ms. Smith and I ended up in trial, and the other attorneys were not available either. So that is scheduled in March, and I don't believe that we will be able
Oh, this
to
audio is
trial
terrible.
until the defense has had an opportunity to review that evidence and these motions are resolved.
Hold on, let me fix the audio.
Is going to be continued without opposition from the state. Our next trial is going to be on April 22nd with a trial period that begins May 5th and runs through May 21st. My apologies, April 23rd will be the pre-trial date with a trial period that begins May 5th through May 21st. Anticipate that the motions and hearings will be scheduled in advance, heard and resolved in advance of the April 23rd pre-trial date. Anything further, Ms. Smith?
But I have a proposed order to court needs it.
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
Nothing further. Your Honor.
That'll conclude our pre-trial on Stephan Sterns, 2024 CF 632.
The support needs a proposed order, you have to access to the motion.
So they asked for a continuance.
State of Florida versus Larry Rhodes, 2022.
Hold on, I
CF
missed it.
1914.
For the state,
Oh, we just don't know about having this attorney.
We'll receive the waiver of Mr. Sterns' appearance pursuant to our administrative order. That waiver is accepted. The court has also received what's reported to be an unopposed motion to continue. I noticed from reviewing the docket, there's been 3 motions to suppress evidence filed on February 6th. Looks like those motions deal with a search and seizure of a cell phone and material contained therein. Those been coordinated with my office and set for hearing.
Not yet, Judge.
Matter been continued twice before in April and July. Austin Public Defender's been on the case for almost a year. When do you anticipate resolving these motions?
There's one other motion that I have to file, and I'll be asking the court to hear before the motion to suppress. I intend to get that motion filed by the beginning of the week, and at the end of this week, but I'll be reaching out to Ms. Hackman in
What's
regards
the substance of that?
to in regard to closing order.
Ms. Fennell, the motion to continue was reported to be unopposed. We agree these matters need to be resolved prior to trial.
for the integrity of the case, yes, Judge. The evidence viewing that was scheduled in this case ended up having to be canceled because both Ms. Smith and I ended up in trial and the other attorneys were not available either. So that is scheduled in March, and I don't believe that we will be able to proceed to trial until the defense has had an opportunity to review that evidence and these motions are resolved.
Right, the matter is going to be continued without opposition from the state. Our next pretrial is going to be on April 22nd with a trial period that begins May 5th and runs through May 21st. My apologies, April 23rd will be the pretrial date with a trial period that begins May 5th through May 21st.
Damn.
Anticipate that the motions and hearings will be scheduled in advance, heard and resolved in advance of the April 23rd pretrial date. Anything further, Ms. Smith?
But I have a proposal where the court needs it.
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
Nothing further.
Thank you. That'll conclude our pretrial on Stephan Sterns, 2024 CF 632.
Does the court need a proposal where we have to access to the motion?
Okay, so the judge was like, public defender's been on this for a year.
State of Florida versus Larry Rose, 2022 CF 1914.
Okay, so that's him. So now we have April 23rd. Good morning, September. Welcome in, welcome in. Good morning. Okay, so we have April 23rd as the new pretrial date. Don't expect that to get continued. And then they have the trial starting. What did he say? May 5th? I think he said May 5th. Let me go back. See, they've been on it for a year. He's like, what the hell? We got 2 trials. So what did they say? May 5th through the 21st? You're welcome, Nicole. Thanks for being here. Stearns makes my skin crawl. Oh, me too. I'm thinking that jurors do have to see pictures, but I'm not 100% sure with a case like this. May 5th through the 21st is what they've slotted for his trial. This is for the CSAM material. I don't think he'll plead guilty. He's trying to get all this evidence thrown out. He's trying to get the phone evidence thrown out. He's trying to get his Google searches thrown out. He's trying to get all that stuff thrown out. And I don't think it's going to work. But then we fast forward to September and we have the murder trial. Florida is the fuck around and find out state. I don't think he's going to plead guilty, though, you guys. I don't. I really don't. Ew, it's your ex-wedding anniversary. Pretty freaking wild. Jen has derivative immunity for this case only. She can be charged for other things, though. Lies, neglect, etc. Well, she doesn't have immunity in the murder case, right? Let's look at Stephan's docket. I know Jen is deplorable. She's absolutely deplorable. This whole case is deplorable. I still can't believe 2 of her teachers have been arrested since she was killed. I mean, what the heck? So this would be, let's see. She said she still had one more motion to file, too. Look at, they've already got it in here. 423 pretrial, 5-5 jury trial. Not sufficiently prepared for trial. Motion to suppress, cell phone, Google searches, order granting motion to continue. Defendant waives speedy trial. And then they have it scheduled. Let's see the other one. I mean, this is just sick. 60 counts. Like, dude, just freaking plead out, you loser. You know what I'm saying? 60 freaking counts and he's going to fight it? I believe they're going ahead with the SA case first so they can charge Jen with something. I believe Stearns was giving her money for access to Madeline, and that's why they were drugging her. Oh, God, Finn. No, we don't know if she was pregnant. That's just all been speculation. Right. They're saying that they all unlawfully searched his phone, but they didn't. They didn't. We heard him on the body cam. He gave them permission. They saw more, which gave them probable cause. He ain't going to win that. So here we have September 10th. We have a pretrial for the murder case, and 9/22, we have the jury trial. Look at this. Motion to limit the number of victim impact statements. Look at this. Motion to allow jurors to visit the execution chambers at the Florida State Prison, or, in the alternative, to introduce video footage showing the conditions in which the defendant will be housed and ultimately executed. Damn. Motion to bar execution by lethal injection. Motion to strike the death penalty. It would violate the defendant's fundamental right to life. Look at all these motions on the 4th. Motion for separate juries at each phase of the trial. Motion to strike the death penalty. Motion to prohibit questioning of jurors as their willingness to render a verdict for the death penalty. Motion to prohibit death as a possible penalty. Motion to exclude any and all victim impact evidence. Okay. Motion to allow testimony of the impact of defendant's execution on family members. Let's see what else. Damn, I haven't looked at this one in a while. Notice of taking depots. Okay, let's go up. Let's see what this is. Yeah, what a POS. Oh, we're going to get the victim impact statements thrown out. Said no one ever. Said no one ever. Motion to limit the number of victim impact statements. This was filed yesterday. Mr. Sterns is charged with indictment of first-degree murder. The state of Florida is currently seeking the death penalty. And then it says Section 9211418, Florida statute, permits presentation of victim impact information to a jury in the sentencing phase of a capital trial. This motion should not be taken as an attempt by the defense to undermine the experience of the victim's family. The jury in this case faces a daunting task to determine whether another human being should live or die. Now, notwithstanding, the jurors' decisions must be based on reason rather than emotion. Even without victim impact information to consider, This is a great deal to ask of any juror in a case of this nature. Should this court present the presentation of victim impact information and argument to the jury, Mr. Sterns requests that the information be limited as follows. First, that there be a limit to the number of statements presented. Second, that the statements be brief. And third, that the statements be read to the jury by a neutral party. What? What? Hell no. The victims should be able to read their own statements. What is he talking about? It says here, any victim impact information allowed must be limited so as not to distract or confuse the jury from this task, become an undue focus of the trial, or inject emotion or arbitrariness into the proceedings. Victim impact statements are a part of a trial. It is well recognized that victim impact information must be limited. Fuck him. They say that allowing numerous and cumulative victim impact statements to be presented to the jury impermissibly risks victim impact information becoming the focus of this sentencing trial, in violation of Mr. Sterns' constitutional rights to fundamental fairness and to be free from cruel and unusual punishment by virtue of the arbitrary imposition of the death penalty. Here, multiple witnesses or impact statements for each victim will undoubtedly raise the specter of victim impact, becoming an undue focus on the sentencing proceedings. Additionally, victim impact statements must be limited to avoid undue prejudice. Screw him, man. Who he thinks he is. Listen to this. Here's another one. Hold on. Let me open this one up. Yeah, he can kiss our ass down here in Florida. Look at this. Motion to declare Florida's capital sentencing scheme arbitrary, capricious, and unconstitutional based on the lack of proportionality review and to bar death as a possible penalty. Ridiculous. Motion for court to apply heightened standards of due process as required by the U.S. Constitution, the Eighth Amendment, and both U.S. and Florida Supreme Court precedent. Let's read this about the execution chambers. I wonder if that's normal. I've never heard of the jurors going to the frickin' chambers. Do you think they'll let them? Do you think they'll let them? Motion to allow jurors to visit the execution chambers at Florida State Prison or a video. Listen to this. They file this motion and request this court to order that the jury be allowed to visit the execution chamber at the Florida State Prison to view the manner in which Mr. Sterns would be executed, or, in the alternative, to introduce video footage that accurately shows the conditions of, quote, death row at which the defendant will be housed, including footage of both the actual lethal injection chamber and gurney in which the defendant will be strapped. Hey, William Eyelash. Hi, Jeffrey. Frag, I'm with you. and or the circumstances of the execution as used by the Florida Department of Corrections, and or similar evidence described herein. As grounds, Mr. Sterns states he is charged with first-degree murder facing the death penalty. 2. Defendant seeks to have the jurors be permitted to visit the execution chamber. Blah, blah, blah. We already read that. 3. This is a capital prosecution and exacting standards must be met to assure it is fair. And they name the Supreme Court case law. 4. States cannot limit the sentencer's consideration of any relevant circumstances that could cause it to decline to impose the death penalty. In a death penalty trial, a jury is charged with determining the appropriate punishment. The purpose of the presentation of evidence at the death penalty trial is to enable the jury to make an informed judgment as to the propriety of the punishment sought by the state. The law also looks with disfavor on any effort to prevent the jury from viewing the death penalty for what it is, the most severe punishment that one human can possibly mete out to another. As the Supreme Court has noted, the penalty of death is qualitatively different from a sentence of imprisonment, however long. Death in its finality differs more from life imprisonment than a 100-year prison term differs from one of only a year or two. If the jury returns a sentence of death, the defendant is now subject to execution by lethal injection or electric chair. Old Sparky. Various factors related to the manner in which the final hours of a condemned person's life tick away contribute towards juries rendering death sentences while they remain ignorant of the consequences of their determination. Potential jurors in capital cases frequently assume that the death penalty is humanely carried out. For this reason, jurors often opt for the death penalty under the erroneous impression that it is either too good for the accused or somehow kinder than life in prison. This misperception is compounded when prosecuting attorneys argue, after the defense has completed presentation of the evidence and after the defense argument, that death is easier for the accused than it was for the victim, and that the jury would be kind to impose such a punishment. A view of the physical location where persons in Florida are executed and a description of the actual execution will provide the jury with accurate information upon which they may base their decision as to the propriety of the death sentence as a punishment. This court may grant jury views at the trial in order to reach the ends of justice. A view of the necessary consequences of the death sentence will permit the jury to acquire unique knowledge to the nature of the choice it is compelled by law to make. In certain circumstances, photographs or videotapes may be introduced in sentencing as demonstrative evidence in order to establish or rebut a fact relevant to the proceeding. Photographs or videotapes of the manner of execution by lethal injection are relevant. Alternatively, a documentary videotape entitled 14 Days in May, accurately depicting the facts of the final days in the life of a prisoner. The process of his execution exists and is available, and the defense is seeking permission from the documentary filmmaker to present it to this court for evidentiary review. Let's look that up. 14 Days in May. What is that? Hold on. Who thinks they're going to allow this? I don't think so. Okay, it's a documentary by the BBC. Check this out. It's a documentary by the BBC. This must be it. Hold on. This is the documentary. Let's see.
Buick car was seen. Because Johnson owned a Buick, he was arrested with others and put in front of an identity parade. The woman who was robbed and nearly raped had known Edward Johnson most of his life.
After she saw me, she told the investigators that she knew me and know that I wasn't the one that I broke in her home because she told her that you was. Last night, an officer came down and he told us that they was conducting some kind of test outside for the gas chamber. I gathered that they was trying it out, you know.
Because that's what it is.
Grant a stay of execution.
Watch all this happen, and it's just torture.
But then one thing that has helped me a great deal, I had an old minister tell me one time and reminded me that we're all under the death penalty. We're all dying.
Hey, Island.
None of us has a guarantee of tomorrow. The only difference is these fellows has a date set. They know that such and such a date I'm going to be placed in the gas chamber and I'm going to die.
Good morning, Robin Malette.
As of yesterday, the Attorney General's office was of the opinion that he would not be granted relief by the state Supreme Court.
Hey, Lily.
They have also filed a petition for clemency with the governor. It does not appear that the governor will grant relief on that request, although he has to have a hearing on it.
Okay, listen to this.
Time, though, it appears the execution may take place as scheduled.
This is what they want the jurors to see how Stephan Sterns is going to be living on death row. Watch.
Evidence of things taking place in your life, that I know that God's not left you alone, that He's with you.
I really feel it, although, like you said, I still need the
God dealing, and I see God bringing you to a place of repentance, beginning, and He knows your end.
Defense attorneys for convicted murderer Edward Earl Johnson tried again today to postpone the execution of their client, now scheduled for this coming Wednesday. Governor Bill Allain, however, refused to make a decision on granting executive clemency, saying that was premature. As of this time, though, it appears the execution may take place as scheduled. Jeff Baselli was at the state penitentiary at Parchman today and filed the story.
While his attorneys are reportedly employing more radical tactics to save their client, prison officials say that Johnson has all but resigned himself to his fate.
Do many of the officers feel like you do?
I believe, yeah. Has he got bedding down there, Roger?
I don't think they're going to allow this at all, do you?
We like to pray for her last night. We had good service. We stayed in service after we left from here at about 12 o'clock.
And the little wife is still the pastor.
Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Pete Frank. I don't think they're going to allow the jurors to watch this shit.
Animosity towards him. He committed a very, very serious crime.
You say he's dangerous. You say he's vicious. He might fight it to drop.
And he has more than one time told me that he did not do the crime that he's here for. He did not assault the ladies that was supposedly assaulted, and I believe him.
When was this made? I don't know, man. It's really fucking old. It doesn't say. Acclaimed documentary following the case of Edward Earl Johnson. I'll give you guys the link to it. God almighty.
You said you've never tried shrimp before, is that right?
This is in Mississippi. This just said Mississippi State Penitentiary. You did, Roberta? He was executed in 87. Good morning, jammers. Hi, Raven.
Hallelujah, peace I leave with you. Peace I give unto you, unto you, unto you. Peace I...
Women done went to sleep in a minute.
Anyway, I think we're going to, we'd like to leave you with people here, okay? I think it's time for us to go. We want to say goodbye to you. Our hearts are with you, and we're still praying for you.
Take it easy, man.
Good luck. I want to get you.
Wednesday, May 20th, Edward Earl Johnson was executed in the lethal gas chamber here at the Mississippi State Penitentiary in conformance with the sentence of the Circuit Court of Leake County. I'll be glad to entertain any questions you may have.
Do you have any last statements?
Yes, he did. He indicated his innocence and that he regretted the situation, but that he bore no ill will towards anyone. And he was thankful that the process was coming to a close for himself and his family. And stated that he was not guilty.
How long between the time the crystals hit the tray and the time the monitor showed cardiac arrest?
The time between the time the crystals, between the time the gas struck his face and the time cardiac arrest was pronounced was approximately 12 minutes. He was unconscious in less than a minute.
If we could, let's hear from the lawyer. He knew.
Everyone's been very calm and collected about this. Well, let me tell you, I'm not calm and I'm not collected. I just came from talking with the family, and I asked you rhetorically what I was meant to say.
Okay, so this is what they want to show in court for Stephan. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. That is so outdated, too. Like, and it's not even in Florida. So that's not going to be where he's going to be at. That's not going to represent where he's at. Look at this. Motion requesting the state to be prohibited from arguing that jurors cannot rely on their personal sense of morality, sympathy, mercy, or compassion. Motion for this court to apply heightened standards of due process. Motion to bar lethal injection. Hold on. Let's pull that up. Oops. Whoopsie daisies. So this was filed on the 10th of February. This is about cruel and unusual punishment. It says here that death by lethal gas method is not instantaneous. Death is not extremely rapid or within a matter of seconds. Rather, inmates are likely to be conscious for anywhere from 15 seconds to 1 minute from the time that the gas strikes their face. That's exactly what was said in that documentary just now. And during this period of consciousness, the condemned inmate is likely to suffer intense physical pain from air hunger. Symptoms of air hunger include intense chest pains, acute anxiety, and struggling to breathe. How do they think Maddie felt? Do we think that Maddie struggled to breathe? Do we think that Maddie struggled to breathe? Then he should too. Lethal injection executions, similar to lethal gas, are not quick. And then they go on to fight why Florida's 3 drug cocktails creates a substantial risk of serious harm. And then they give examples of people. So give him old Sparky then. If you don't want the injection, give him Sparky. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. We know Maddie had severe anxiety for a 13-year-old. Thank you, Bams. Right. Exactly, CJ. I agree. Well, guys, that concludes Stephan Sterns pretrial. I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm going to end this one for replay purposes. Thank you, moderators, for being here. We will follow this closely. We've got some updates, too, I think, on Koberger's case that we'll be getting to soon. I have zero empathy, too, Snowflakes. Zero. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Let's roll our credits and get out of this one and wait for the next one. Thanks, you guys, for watching. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you get notifications to all, and I thank you. I never let you down. I'm so glad you say that, Lisa Rose. Thank you so much, guys. The Boswell verdict, we're on verdict watch for that. So let's see what happens. Maybe they'll come back with a verdict today on Megan. Thanks, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click. It's real.